Today we have to go do some groceries, and then we're going to have the conversation about the weed stuff, which has definitely been like the biggest point of contention between Taylor and I. And she has recently opened up about it on her own like socials, and I wanted to let her do that first, of course, before tackling it at all, because it's not my place to announce. But we're going to talk about how that's affected us and how it got stuff pretty rough at some points, I'm not going to lie. And the cause of why any of this happened in the first place, which was when her brother got sick. And we're going to go into detail about what that was, how it happened, how he's doing, and how he's still very much fighting to this day. So yeah, it's going to be a heavy episode. Shit. And before I even get into it, I just want to reiterate, probably for the first of many times, that I don't judge people for what they do. Everybody has their vices. Everybody has a vice of some sort. That's just the reality of it. And I don't judge people for their decisions. This stuff is very unique, which is why we're going to be sort of talking about our own experience. And yes, I can just say up front that I have very negative views about weed and marijuana because of what I've seen it do to people in my life and just during my pediatric psychiatry rounds in the hospital. But I also know that it's helped a lot of people. A tool like anything else, and I just wanted to start the video off on that light because at the end of the day, my opinion of this or of you if you do it shouldn't matter to you. I know some people might take it personally, but if we cannot have a discourse as a society, or if we can't even disagree anymore because we're so polarized, and this is in regards to everything, whether like religion, politics, or anything, if we can't disagree anymore and have a normal conversation, then we have gone way too far as a society, and we need to take a step back and realize why we get so angry with somebody else when they just don't have the same views as us. So first off, let's go to the grocery store, and then we will be right back here to have this conversation.
I'm not gonna do a meal prep today.
Right. Like, how bad is your appetite right now?
It's just all over the place.
Like, is it like sometimes I'll be like stupid hungry, and then other times I'll just like order something you really want?
When I am really hungry, I'm not eating a lot. Like, I'll think I'm so hungry.
3 bites in, this is gross.
Yeah.
What the banana? When it comes to the yogurt, I feel like the bananas are just the most like volumetric additive of all times, and it just works. See, I don't like filming in that area.
Why?
There's so many workers there. You're just like one complaint away from getting the boot.
Ooh, get them out.
Exactly. No, all this is unhealthy shit. I feel like, yeah, they're still 4 for $10 here, but they weren't online. So I'm getting 8. Honestly, I've just been like way too busy lately, like fucking bother to cook rice. So 4 for $10 as a hack. I know it's not obviously the best option because there's more calories in this than just normal rice because of the oil that they use to cook it. But yeah, just for the sake of convenience, so that rice is pretty OP. What is that? Hot Ones ramen?
Yeah.
That sounds like a one-way trip to the bathroom.
I wouldn't want hot ones weight.
Okay, when I was in college, which is probably where I put on the most of my weight, it definitely happened like in these aisles. Like in the little side stuff right next to the actual meat, like the quick ones. That is the devil. Oh, where'd she go? I lost her again. Should I just buy a whole fucking this thing?
Because you're gonna eat way too much.
I will eat them all. No, I've been good. I've actually like I feel like because I eat a whole sleeve at once, I don't crave them anymore as much.
But still, we come every week.
Well, we just order usually, but not anymore. We're forcing ourselves to go out.
Yeah.
Wait, I eat 1 sleeve per day. This would be 8 sleeves. Okay, this works.
1 sleeve per day.
Well, yeah, like 1 sleeve for breakfast. I always eat my eggs and then I'll just eat a whole sleeve of them. Oh, sorry, I should say a half a sleeve. Well, it's a sleeve inside. There's 2 sleeves in the packaging, I should say. Because it's 700 calories for one. It's like this is 700 calories.
That's good to clarify so that people don't go eating a whole.
Yeah, that's valid. Yeah, so 1 bag of rice cakes is 700 calories. And I'll eat 350. 2 of the sleeves, yes. Or 1 entire packet. Wait, what? I lost her again. I was listening to what she said, and she left. I'm so bad for that, I swear. I wonder sometimes if the fact I had like an 18-inch jackhammer in the back of my Jeep when I was in college is the reason why I have trouble hearing sometimes. I always get these for Taylor. It's like her little source of happiness to troop through. It's obviously not the best, but especially right now while she's like struggling to get her appetite back and stuff after like quitting weed, it's been a big thing, just literally getting her to eat. So if all it takes is a couple chocolate covered strawberries, make her smile, I think it's a pretty good trade-off, you know? Where did she go? Oh, we're out of X2. Good thing. Let's get out of this danger.
You hate Christmas.
I do dislike Christmas.
And I'm Santa.
No. All right, we're gonna go pay, and then, yep. Because obviously, I mean, it's something that you had struggled with in the past, and I remember, and like, let's not sugarcoat things here. It's been the biggest obstacle we've had to overcome a couple times, because obviously my views on it are quite negative. But I guess with the timing of how it all happened with your brother.
Yeah, so basically I started smoking probably when I was like, what was I, like maybe 20? So I smoked for 10 years. And then...
Was it like constant all day?
Oh yeah, like I was a heavy smoker. It got to the point where I had quit so many times though, or tried to quit, sorry. And then when I met Simon, it was like, I was serious about quitting at that time. I had already been thinking about quitting. And then when I met him, he like inspired me to want to do it even more. So it seemed easier at the time. And I don't think he really even noticed that like I smoked. Because,
I didn't know that you smoked at first at all.
No, I never would do it around you. And I was at the point that I was only smoking my little pen. So it was really like easy to do it.
Yeah.
Without you like seeing. Yeah, so I had quit for about a year, about like April 15th-ish. My brother, so there is a big backstory, which maybe Simon had told you guys a little bit about. He had gotten cancer, lymphoma of the blood, and he actually beat that. So he was in remission. We thought everything was all good. My brother's only 23 at the time. So he's in his party era. He would go out and he wanted to travel a lot. He went on a trip to Mexico with his friends. While he was in Mexico, he started feeling really not well. And he had to come back halfway through his trip. And he had to go straight to the hospital because he could barely breathe. So he got admitted instantly as soon as he got there, and he was put into critical condition. Like he was.
Well, he was put into a medically induced coma within hours of getting to the hospital.
Yeah.
And he was like straight shipped to the ICU. So it was a very quickly moving situation.
Yeah, it got serious fast. So we didn't even get to see him awake. He was already in the coma.
Yeah.
When we got there. This ended up getting really bad over in the next couple months, to the point that they did not think that he was going to make it. So they had a couple really serious meetings with us about like what this could look like moving forward, which was incredibly hard, obviously. Not something we could have ever thought that would happen to our family.
I remember it so crystal clear the day that like the first day that you smoked again, because I mean it was with one of your friends, and like she had offered it, and I just looked at you. I was like, you shouldn't do that. And it wasn't out of a like I hate weed, don't smoke. It was if you do this out of a place of coping, I know what's gonna happen. It's the same thing like with like any addiction, where when you use it as a way to deal with your emotions, it never.
I just felt like after a year that I had like a lot of control, because I had smoked like casually a couple times.
Yeah, like
and it was fine.
Parties at your friend's house or something.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
That.
My friend was actually my roommate, and she started smoking every day, so it became very accessible to me. I'm not blaming her in any regard because this was my choice to smoke it. I didn't know better at the time that like I can't touch that anymore. And it wasn't a right away thing that I went into smoking full time again. I just used it and then I'd be off because you were definitely stressing like, oh, don't start smoking like full time again. And I'd be like, no, like I'm good.
Well,
Yeah.
what started off as coping and then just smoking at night turned into evenings.
Yes, yeah.
And then, I mean, everybody knows how addiction goes. You don't just snap back into it for the most part.
Yeah, you want more and more and more.
It's
so
like those tiny degrees of change that slowly start creeping in, and then next thing you know, you wake up in the morning and you're doing it.
yeah, and I got to a really weird headspace where I just wanted to do it. Weirdly enough, I didn't.
Yeah, and that was.
I didn't care about like the destruction that it was having on my life. I just felt that terrible inside that I just wanted to do it for like a relief.
Yeah, well, it was like, I mean, you had described it a couple times to me, and I didn't really understand it until recently, but it was like that was your way of numbing out, of numbing yourself to everything.
But like he had mentioned, it did take a massive toll on our relationship. Not only because he would get defensive and leave whenever I would smoke, and he wouldn't talk to me, and he would just shut down, but I didn't need anybody. I just wanted to smoke, and then I wanted to go do my hobbies and sit there and watch my shows and do what I wanted. I didn't need that support from him anymore.
So we both just started
big.
like distancing slowly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess like from my point of view, it was always just like you would smoke, and then I just wasn't as interested in having conversations with somebody who was high.
Which
so,
drove me crazy.
So then I would just go work more, and then because I'm working more, then you don't have somebody to hang out with per se. So you just smoke, and then it would just become this revolving issue.
Oh yeah, this is terrible to admit, but it's literally the reality of addiction. Is that I got excited after a while when he would go to work because I knew that I could go smoke a joint. Because I just didn't want to feel that like judgment from you.
Yeah.
You know, but that's so bad for a relationship.
Oh, of course. I mean, it's obviously we're recording this, and it's probably weird for people to watch because everything from the outside looks like fucking rainbows and roses. But if anybody, first of all, tells you that their relationship is rainbows and roses, they're full of shit. Like that's.
Oh, exactly.
You know, and there's like this constant sort of learning curve to adapt to like living with somebody else. But it got rough. It got not great at some points.
Oh yeah.
You know?
There was a couple times where
there was a couple of days where we just probably didn't talk to each other for.
Didn't know like where this would go or
if this would go.
Yeah.
You know.
And I think that was definitely the hugest motivator to quit. Not only that, like, I have tons of dreams to chase for myself, but I couldn't see the relationship ending with him, but I couldn't see it continuing like that.
Yeah.
Because
we were just like constantly just butting
it just
heads.
wasn't good, yeah.
Yeah, like
Nobody was happy
Exactly.
with that. I think it already feels much better.
Oh, 100%. I don't think that we would be recording this video.
Every time I'm sad, like, I just go to him instead, which is a really good coping mechanism.
Oh yeah, it's much because then, well, just that initiation of communication has been massive, and for both of us, right? Like, I mean, I'm not gonna pretend again like I was a full-on angel in any of this. Like,
You were not.
No, like. I would just completely just shut down to the idea of it. Every friend that I've had in my past that would just start like, I guess this is just part of like the whole changing and being so aggressive with knowing where I want to go in life. Mm-hmm. But like it's again, no judgment for anybody that does this, of course. Like to each their own. It's just I just didn't like. It's just it wasn't in my plan, I guess, to be around that a lot. Because, I mean, and I've seen it so many times where people will start smoking and then all of a sudden their dreams get pushed over to the side, their motivation starts to drop, their ambition just slowly dies. Or I guess I couldn't have that around me because I'm so just, you know. So,
yeah. I mean, I used to think that people could do it casually. And even if you just smoke a little bit, after time, you want more and more.
Yeah, like you.
It's like with
receptors
it's with any like addiction. After a while, you just start wanting more and more. So, And then those times that you're not having it, even if you're controlling yourself, all you're doing is thinking about 24/7 is how you either want to smoke it or can't smoke it, or when you can smoke it.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous. It takes up so much brain power.
Yeah.
And
it's not food noise at this point, it's just weed noise.
And
right?
you just want to get back to your peaceful state. And the only thing that can do that is literally quitting and getting back to your baseline of feeling like a normal person.
Because, I mean, obviously there's a lot of people that have been, that smoke weed occasionally that are very successful, and that's obviously not the case. But I think it's important to realize that, like, the exception is not the rule. Again, like, there's obviously some people that this helps amazingly. Like, let's say people with, like, PTSD or people with certain, like, mental health conditions. But again, for everybody, I just don't think it's the right solution. I think that's why.
Again, I know some people are going to take this badly. I have people in my own life that smoke a ton of weed that if I said this type of thing to them, they're going to argue till ever about it with me, saying it's not bad. And that's fine. I'm not saying anybody else can do it. I'm saying it was bad for me, so.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, like that's all this is, just a documentation of our experience.
Yeah.
Your experience with it, our experience together.
Yeah.
And I guess, like the reason why I hate weed in general is just because of, so during my pediatric psychiatry rotation, during my preceptorships, every single story of a kid experiencing a psychotic or psychosis episode, every single time always started with, I started smoking weed and then I woke up here. Because that, especially when you're growing up and your brain isn't fully developed yet, and then you get, like, brain chemistry is so delicate that when your dopamine receptors get hit that hard, it can just induce psychosis. And obviously for some people, it would just be like the escalation from one drug to another, obviously, due to the environment that you create for yourself, but it wasn't always that. I mean, I think we have a lot of work ahead of us, obviously. I think any couple has work ahead of them, and if they don't work on anything, then they're probably not, growing as a couple. Right.
Yeah, exactly. The only reason I would put this out there is for people to relate to my story. If somebody else is going through it, then I know I just posted it on social media and everybody reached out and told me about their own experiences. Oh, I'm going through this too.
I think we just have to remember that it's just like anything else, like literally just like fentanyl or even like meth. It's a tool. Meth has been used for people with, well, obviously not the drug street version of it, but like methamphetamines are used in medicine to treat, stuff like ADHD and such. Fentanyl used for obviously opiate care, for pain management. Weed, I'm sure, it has its cases in like PTSD or people with let's say war veterans coming back, which very traumatic experiences, and that helps them sort of calm them down. Fantastic. GLP-1s are the same thing with obesity, but if you use a tool the wrong way, you don't use a hammer to saw a piece of wood. You know what I mean? And so if you use a tool the wrong way, there's consequences. I just think that the government fully legalizing weed in Canada without safeguards, like the proper safeguards in place, has probably caused more harm than good. And again, that's just my opinion. I obviously don't think everybody's going to agree with me here. But let's let this be the start of the conversation. Because look, if we can't have civil discourse about this stuff, then we have gone way too far as a society in terms of being polarized. So just let us know in the comments, like, what do you guys think about this? Are you pro-weed? If so, tell me why. Don't just say like, fuck you, I hate you for not agreeing with weed. Like, that would not amount to anything, but if we can at least talk about it, maybe we can find middle ground, who knows? But I think like this is just gonna be the start of the conversation. I think we should probably do more videos with you on how it's been, because you're what now? You're 10 days?
11.
See, I keep track of this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So, 11.
Yeah, but just to also just wrap up about my brother, and so he is doing well, and his life is completely changed forever. He ended up having 2 strokes in the hospital. Which side? Left side of his brain?
Yeah.
So at first he was completely paralyzed throughout his whole body, but he completely gained the left side back. So the right side is still, his right arm is still paralyzed, but he completely gained back movement in his right leg, which was amazing. And he's learning how to walk again right now. He can't talk, which is like a huge one. He can say words, but he's going to completely have to learn that type of thing again.
Yeah, because he understands what we say.
Yeah, he understands, but he has something called aphasia where he can't portray what he's thinking.
Yeah, and he could get into a place where he'll say the same word many times, even though he's trying to, like, let's say a full sentence like I'm doing right now. But to him, like, there's a meshing error happening in between his speech and his brain, where he is thinking that he is saying a sentence, but it comes out as apple, 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 just as an example, right?
Mm. It's definitely still a hard situation, but...
Well, it's definitely heading in the right direction.
Yeah. And we're just so thankful, obviously, to have him, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, look, like we said, this isn't to demonize anybody.
No.
Like, of course, yes, I have my own views on this stuff, just like I'm sure you guys have views on some of the things that I do that you probably don't find as cool or fine or whatever, which is, again, if we can't disagree on stuff as a society, holy shit. Like, TikTok has done its job, you know what I mean? So, this is the start of a much longer conversation. Thank you for being here, as always. Yeah, you say it this time.
Let's change the world together.
Awesome.